everyone, I'm Michael and I'm currently a student here at STADIO School of Fashion, and I've been studying here for 3 years. I'm doing my final year here now, and it's been quite a journey and I have enjoyed it so much. Before coming here, I actually wanted to do a visual arts major at FITS, and I stumbled upon fashion by accident. I'd say a happy accident though. And I was actually walking through my high school one day and I saw one of STADIO's pamphlets at the reception, and I thought, hey, why not fashion? I am very creative and I enjoy just anything that involves creativity. So I thought, hey, why not fashion and clothing as a good creative output per se? And yes, and my journey began. I joined STADIO in 2018. That's when I started my first year here, and I jumped straight in from matric. So it was, just a bit overwhelming at first. But seeing life on campus and the kind of people that were here, I just instantly felt that this is where I belong. Just the creative energy in the space and around me was just so inspiring to be a part of, and to know that this was going to be part of my journey here. It just was really exciting. I'd like to say that the subjects offered here are so incredibly detailed and intrinsic to one's process as a fashion designer that coming here with no prior experience is actually no problem at all, because I came here not knowing a needle from a thread, and now that I've finished up with the practical side of things, I know now how to do everything from tailoring all the way through to sportswear, underwear, ladies' garments, men's garments, you name it. And one of my favorite subjects here was creative design, where we actually learned the sketching process, where it translates from paper and making it something real on the paper that can therefore translate into an actual live garment. That was quite exciting to see and teach my hand the artistic approach of fashion. And the other subject that I really enjoyed was fashion theory, which is a theory subject, the name gives it away, which teaches the philosophy of fashion and how the fashion greats have come to where they are. And it teaches us their process and their philosophies, and and how that shapes one's mindset in the fashion industry to just create something really unique and interesting. Music and fashion, they belong together. They live side by side, not as neighbors, not as friends, but as family, really. If you think about it, all the fashion shows that we see on fashion TV, on YouTube, on Gucci Live, on any kind of platform, there's always music in the background. And then vice versa, in music videos, we always have the most amazing fashion that actually becomes drivers of trends and pop culture and everything. And for me, music and fashion are just twins. And how I use that in my process is when I am creating a collection or drawing a piece on a piece of paper, I'm always listening to music. And that kind of mood and feel, music is very emotional. And for me, fashion is also very emotional. When you see a piece of clothing, you feel a certain way. When you listen to a piece of music, you feel a certain way. And the relationship between those two on an emotional level is just beautiful. And how I like to kind of create that synergy is I will listen to a song over and over and over again whilst creating a collection, just so that I can almost come into character of what that piece is going to be and what that character would listen to if they really existed. And then that character can actually exist once the piece is created and can be worn. Working with the contestants for the Huawei Nova Inspires Star of the Show competition has been quite an eye-opening experience to see the process through the eyes of aspiring designers like Khothatso and Serena. Has been just kind of sparked my passion up again. Not that it was dead, but it's definitely kind of shown me what I'm actually part of this for. Just to make people happy and for them to see their work come to life. And obviously I did not sketch or design any of their work. I've just been kind of commissioned to be the technologist behind all of this, the garment maker and the pattern maker, and sewing it and piecing it all together, and to make sure that they were part of this process as much as possible. There has been a lot of clear communication between them in terms of fabric choice, especially for Khothatso, because unfortunately she wasn't able to make it with me or to come with me when I was buying the fabric, but I called her and we were discussing, yes like that, yes like this, and there were little progress pictures between, and so she was very happy with everything. And then Serena actually gave me the fabric that I was due to use, which was these beautiful old saris that she had lying around, and I must say the garments are just looking incredible for both of them. And and to show them that the process of fashion design isn't just sketching and then cutting on fabric and then sewing it all up. It's actually a lot more involved than that, and for them to come and be part of the mock-up viewing process, where we actually look at the samples before we make it out of the final fabric, to see the light in their eyes, seeing their creations now coming into form, and I can see them playing with the colors and the textures and the actual final fabrics in their mind, and me explaining to them, don't worry about this, it's going to be like that, and they got to see the whole pinning it on the dummy and how that all works, and just kind of giving them a little taste of what the fashion industry is all about. And both of them coming from two completely different fields in fashion, it just kind of shows me personally in my eyes that they're quite driven and inspired to do something like fashion, because it's not something that you just kind of suck out of your thumb and decide that you want to do. It's almost like a calling. And then a little bit about me. I am currently just wrapping up with one final theory subject here at STADIO School of Fashion, and I'm due to graduate at the end of November, so that's very exciting. Then I'll have my degree and I'll be free as a bird to express my creativity in all kinds of ways. But in the meantime, just because it's one subject, I've had quite a lot of free time to use up, and I've been doing a lot of freelance work and making dresses and gowns and soft furnishings and pretty much anything that needs to be sewn for little boutique shops, for my own self, for my own home, for just anybody and everything, just kind of grabbing onto whatever it is that I can do just to get as much practice and experience as possible. And then I'd say further down the line is that by the end of November this year, I will be kind of solidifying a studio space for myself, where I'll be doing freelance tailoring and dressmaking and alterations and stuff like that. And yes, which will involve making bespoke garments and evening wear for any clients interested. And yes, hopefully delve a little bit into the world of interiors, because interiors and fashion also go together very well, much like music and fashion. And yes, and then I'd say maybe 5-year plan or 10-year plan would be to own my own garment making facility for mass production of bespoke work from other designers that don't know the know-how of how to kind of sew, much like what I'm doing here with the contestants for the Huawei Nova Inspires Star of the Show competition. If the story, both mine and Khothatso and Serena's, inspires you, then you should totally come and check out STADIO School of Fashion campuses in both Johannesburg and Pretoria. STADIO School of Fashion is the only fashion school in South Africa to be affiliated with the British Accreditation Council, and it is one of the most progressive fashion schools in South Africa. Applications are now open online. Just go to the website www.stadio.ac.za and fill out the application form today.
Thanks to Huawei Nova 8i and 947, SA's biggest stars will align this October, and all eyes will be on Joburg's brightest stage. Nova inspires Huawei Joburg Day with 947.
You chose the stars.
And will set the stage for the first ever hybrid Huawei Joburg Day.